Good to go.
Nice. What's up, everybody? How you doing? So the second most important thing in Denver today is Tom Donahue is living the dream. Denver's number one ramen influencer. I don't want to make a preemptive announcement here, but we may have secured Tom judging this year's Ramen Fest. How does it feel, Tom?
Wow, no, yeah, I'm super excited. Some we might have some sort of guest judging arrangement. We're definitely gonna partner up and do some cool promotions for the ramen festival that had that nice video on our TikTok last year, and we talked to the organizers earlier today, and they're super cool. So we're excited to work with that, and we'll see if maybe I might have some influence on the judging this year. I'm
Well,
gonna
go ahead.
I was
Sorry.
gonna say I'm gonna if so I'm gonna take it very seriously and go super hard because I'm passionate about the ramen game.
Appropriately so. I mean, that's the thing is sometimes the universe moves and you must listen. Tom
Yeah,
has documented his love of ramen and the various places around Denver, which led to the initial endorsement, when we were talking about Ramen Fest last year. And as a result, we had that TikTok absolutely blew up.
hmm
See, these are the things. This is how the universe aligns. God is real. You know what I'm
it
saying?
is.
The God of ramen has
Mm.
smiled upon us, and now we have an official relationship with Denver Ramen Festival. So I'm so stoked for you, Tom. I can't believe this is happening.
We got it
There's
going.
there was no better person to do it
Oh
than Tom.
man, you
Really?
guys are just flattering me with the ramen right now. So listen, it's we put a lot of hard work in. It started off 4 years ago with the microwave ramen cheat sheet and review system that we had going, and now it's grown into, the city's premier ramen festival destination. So hey,
Sounds like it's might be like one of the top, if not the top festival, like food drink festival in Denver.
there's yeah, I mean that the organization who's running it, they have a lot of pretty good ones, and I know that the Denver Beer Festival and the one that they do, the Mile High Beer Festival, are super big too. But
Mm.
yeah, we'll see really, like, how this relationship can flourish, and maybe we're gonna have some inside looks at these foodie drinky festivals that we always love to promote, and we might be able to talk a little bit, get a little bit on the backside of it, see if we could bring them on to talk about the experience and stuff. And I think everyone would really like that.
100%. Yeah, and what a great organization and just absolutely awesome people. It's drinkdenver.co where you can see everything they're up to. I do want to give them a quick shout out because Mile High Beer Festival, which is their beer festival, is March 1st. So we'll talk about that next week too. But Denver,
Yeah,
mark your calendar. Mile High Beer Festival is coming up.
definitely. Yes, sir.
So the first most important thing that people need to know about Denver this week, and this will dovetail nicely into Troy's hot takes, is during the All-Star break, they honored Dikembe Mutombo, which I thought was absolutely extraordinary. There was a lot of there's a lot of talk right now that the All-Star game has lost its pizzazz in the NBA. But I think when they do stuff like that, man, it makes me realize how big of a role the NBA has played in my life, and really just cemented my love for Dikembe Mutombo. So I thought they gave him a great farewell, and you know, as for the rest of the during All Star Weekend, Troy, what'd you think?
I actually didn't really watch a lot of it. I watched the skills challenge and then the 3-point challenge on Friday. I didn't watch the actual All-Star games themselves. But I think Jokic had a good take on it. I don't know if you saw what he said, but he's like, it's always going to be like this, so we should stop focusing on it and focus on other things. It's like the All-Star weekend, it is what it is, we're not getting some Super Bowl type performance out of these athletes in this epic matchup showdown. If you want that, go watch the hockey game. But
Right.
it is what it is. It's a time where we get together, we celebrate, like, with the celebration of life that happened. And yeah, I think we just gotta kind of maybe change our mindsets on it.
Totally. I mean, it's the NBA season is just a trip because
Mhm.
now it's like it really starts. I mean, I get they got to have 86 games so that the owners can make their margins, but like, now the season really begins. And speaking of that, like the Nuggets seem to be like really like being the ones to deal with. You know, Jamal is back. He dropped 55 the other night. You know,
Wow.
Jokic obviously might be having the statistically best record ever recorded in the history of the NBA. You
Mm-hmm.
know, plus that Jokic Westbrook combo is like really starting to gel. It's amazing.
Yeah, that was the first hot take I had is Nuggets are hot. 8 win streak. Um,
Wow.
2-8 in their last 10 games. I mean, Jokic is putting up MVP numbers. He's like averaging like a 30-point triple double a night, but he probably won't win MVP due to politics reasons and unless something insane happens. Um, but yeah, the Nuggets are hot. They're the team to watch right now. West, look out. Nuggets are back.
55 points. That's crazy.
You know, he went off. He absolutely went off. I mean, it's a little scary because OKC in the West is like looking like dominant for sure. But man, here comes the Nuggets. Here comes the Nuggets. I'm excited for the second half of the season.
Yeah, OKC's so young. It's like I feel like that veteran leadership and experience really shines in the playoffs, which the Nuggets have, Lakers have, Warriors have. It's just like that. You know what I mean? There's just that X factor that young teams, it's hard to have that competitive drive that some of the veterans have in the playoffs, but we'll see.
Totally, especially when they get down a couple of games and you
Hmm.
have Jokic putting up miracle shots from the corner, just draining it. Your will to live drains right with it.
Yep, yep. Jokic can do that. He can do that. Next big topic in the sports world is Kelsey Dunn. There's been a lot of talk about him retiring after just the brutal beat down butt spanking they had on Super Bowl a couple Sundays ago. And he's going to take some time to think about it. So we'll see. He's probably one of the best, if not the best tight end of all time. 35 years old. We'll see. We'll see what happens if he makes that decision. See what's next for this Chiefs dynasty that really, really was disappointing in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I'm assuming that he's going to step down. I heard that they were going to like offer him a role where he's like not featured in the offense, rather he's just kind of like the mentor helping out the young tight ends. But I mean, his podcast blew up. He is like a pop icon now. I'm assuming he's going to have, you know, endorsement deals from Tylenol to Wendy's, you know,
Hmm.
lined up for next season. I'd be really surprised if he comes back, particularly with his play in the Super Bowl. I don't know if you saw that one play where Patrick is like scrambling around and he's just standing there.
Saw that. I saw that. Yeah. Not to mention he's probably on the verge of engagement with like a billionaire corporation, basically. So
Yeah.
he's doing all right. I don't know. The only factor would be is he going to be able to walk away on like that set? Like that was probably their worst performance as a team since he's been there. So it's like
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's going to be able to walk away on that note. We'll see. We'll see.
We shall see.
Last hot take. So we know that the NBA ratings are down this season. One of my friends who's an avid NBA enthusiast brought this kind of to my attention, which I thought was a very interesting take, is that the NBA's official viewership metrics are primarily accounted for on traditional television broadcasts and official streaming platforms. However, as we all know, the illegal sports streaming is massive. For instance, January 2019, there were approximately 363 million visits to sports piracy websites. That's not a small number.
Hmm.
And these viewers aren't accounted for. So that's obviously going to have a major impact that's not going to reflect in the ratings. So there's a lot more people beyond what's measured watching these games. And my question is, what if the NBA made everything free and you didn't have to pay for NBA TV and all these platforms and anyone could watch it anywhere? That 363 million, which is probably more now because that was 6 years ago, 5 years, yeah, 6 years ago, they'd probably migrate over. They're not gonna be watching the same buffering low quality 420p stream with ads. They're gonna go watch the HD broadcasted version for free of every game. I'm just wondering what that viewership increase would do to ratings. Would the profits follow? Interesting take and something to think about that if I was an executive in the NBA, that might be able to potentially turn this slump around that they're having.
Yeah. I mean, it's It's hilarious. It's literally like somebody stabbing himself in the eyeball and being like, "Why does my eye hurt?" It's like, dude, you don't broadcast the games. And
Hmm.
and then they probably go as far as to like go after the kids that are streaming it illegally. It's like these are the actual diehard fans that are like, man, I can't. I mean, the Knicks, you can't even catch a Knicks game in New York. What's the world coming to? You
Yeah,
know,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. The most the diehard fans are the ones on the, whatever it is, Streamy, Meth Stream,
totally.
whatever they're called. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody else, I mean, boomers don't know how to stream anything. So they're just like, oh, I guess basketball doesn't exist anymore. So you lost all those viewers. I,
Hmm.
I did see, though, on this lane. Now, the Nuggets have been dark and the Avalanche have been dark in Denver since 2019. They agreed to a deal with Comcast. The Nuggets are coming back to basic cable.
Beautiful.
Wow.
That's huge.
Yeah.
That's huge.
So that's huge, man. And I mean, I thought it was a decent concession that they went from Fubo for $100 a month to Avalanche TV for $20. It's like $20, watch the Avs and the Nuggets. Okay. But bringing it back to cable is, I mean, it's got to be great for Comcast for sure, but it's going to be great for the Nuggets in general. So hopefully we do see that trend, because I think you're right, Troy. It's like people that are real fans are going to stream it if it's not easy. And the NBA is just in a world of hurt. I mean, they got their golden boy in LA now. How you feeling about that, Troy? Luca. We haven't even talked about it yet.
I'm excited. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, it's the Lakers are going to be fun to watch. I mean, they have a top three player in the world, so it's exciting. Smart move by the NBA.
So actually, I remember we did talk about it briefly, but like it's interesting to see now as like kind of the facts emerge. I don't know if you've seen this too, Troy, but like the real beef Dallas had with Luca was that he like drank beer and smoked hookahs and wasn't interested in like lowering his body fat percentage down to the single numbers. Luca was like, "Nah, man, I kind of like eating carbs and having a couple beers with the boys," and so because of that, they got really upset. Meanwhile, he's scoring 30 points a game and 12 assists.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, eh, he took him to the finals the year before. I mean, I don't care if he's smoking cigarettes, dribbling up and down the court. Like, I mean, but
Yeah,
it's their culture. They want to preach that culture, and if it means giving up a generational player, so be it.
that's right. The Lakers are like, dude, we love beer. Come on over. Come on over, man. It's
Yeah, we
good.
got a six pack for you in your locker.
Yeah. That's so funny. Nice. Before we get to like snow conditions with Tom, just to piggyback on hot takes, Denver's bidding for a WNBA team, which I'm super stoked about. I think there's a dozen other cities that are competing for the spot, but man, I would love that. I tell you what, I would absolutely go to WNBA games, and I know that the WNBA game became like a punchline for a lot of comedians, and everyone likes to rag on them a little bit. But I think women's basketball is a completely different game and actually like really fun to watch. A lot of precision passing. It's a big jump ball game. It's not above the rim, obviously, but it's a shooter's game and it's a ball movement, like the fundamentals of basketball. I love women's basketball. So man, I hope I hope they can put it together. I mean, Denver is an elite, world-class sports town, and I think that the city would really embrace that team.
I agree. I agree. Yeah, WNBA is on the rise,
No
and I,
doubt.
I would love to go to a WNBA game too, just with the kind of athletes they have now that are the face of the WNBA. They're so exciting and fun to watch. So,
Totally.
yeah, I
Yeah.
would.
Nice, Tom. Where are we riding this week, man? Everywhere's getting snow, it seems like.
It's definitely snowing, but there is one clear winner this week, and it is Steamboat for sure. I mean, I'm talking about the next 15 hours. So between 5 a.m. today and 5 p.m. tomorrow. Oh, wait, no. So actually, but over the next 24 hours or so, we're looking at most likely over a foot in Steamboat. So I have the link here,
Dude.
but we're looking at the probabilistic snow forecast from weather.gov. So this is government
Yeah.
funded. This is one of the most reliable sources that I have here. it's saying 100% chance at Steamboat for 4 or more inches in the next 24 hours. Still looking towards 90 to 100% chance over 6 inches in the next 24 hours. And then for over a foot, we're looking at like a 60%, 60% chance, maybe a little bit higher. So Steamboat is, you kind of just go onto this site and you can look by chance of how many inches, and you just kind of scroll through it and you can see where the storm's focused at. And Steamboat is getting hit today. It looks like there'll probably be some more weather rolling in through the end of the week as well. But if you're getting out there for like a Wednesday morning shred for some reason, you're going to be having over a foot, likely even more. There's a chance of, over 18 inches up to like 2 feet happening at Steamboat. So
You ever had the powder days in the aspen trees in Steamboat?
oh yeah, absolutely. We had like a
It's the best.
almost 3 foot day there last year where we got snowed in for like 2+ days. And man, Steamboat's, when it dumps there, it dumps.
Yeah.
It's really freaking nice up there, and it's the best mountain for that type of riding, in my opinion. So
Totally agree.
looks like Steamboat's getting dumped today.
Nice. And be careful out there. I mean, the last couple of weeks, there's been some pretty scary episodes. There was the avalanche, that took a truck out on Loveland Pass. That guy made it,
Yeah.
which was cool. And then there was 2 others. There's a kid. They're still looking for him up in Vail. You hear about that guy?
No, I didn't hear about this one.
Yeah, man. He's been, I think, missing for like 4 or 5 days now, and they're checking all like the tree wells, because of the big snow, obviously the big danger is if you get inverted underneath a tree, man. We've all been there in some capacity, so
Yeah, that's crazy.
yeah, there's another gal in El Dorado Canyon that somehow, she wasn't even a climber. She was in like street shoes, platform shoes, and ended up in some area they had to rappel down to,
Oh wow.
so, I mean, it's part of winter sports, but it's probably worth just, especially for these young kids out here, it's no joke, especially when
No,
you're dealing
yeah.
with a foot of snow.
Make sure you know what you're getting into. It's people don't take it seriously when they come out here, and it's real. It's real
Yeah.
for sure. But yeah, we're
It's
snowing
super
right
real.
now in Denver, so it's snowing up there.
Oh, totally. It's coming down. I mean, it's been dreary, it's been like, that dark, cold winter from Colorado that honestly we're just not used to here, you know?
Yeah. Well, I just saw too over by Troy, Mammoth Mountain hit a 6 foot plus storm a couple days ago, 2 days ago. It really dumps down there.
I saw that.
6 feet in one storm. That must be absolutely insane. That's too much.
That's insane.
Yeah, I saw some videos from some friends that were there, and it looked insane. It was like out of control.
Yeah, for real. Man, well, like I said, that might be too much, but we'll take 2-3 feet at Steamboat over the next week or so. That sounds solid.
No doubt about it. And the whole Front Range seems like it's just going to be epic.
Yeah.
Cool. So I got a couple of news events we can talk about. I want to jump into some conspiracy stuff first. Okay. Now we all know that DIA is run by the Illuminati and staffed by lizard people that live underneath in tunnels.
Yes.
Naturally, we know that. We know the dark overlord of Lucifer reigns supreme. Well, they just financed the most expensive public sculpture in Denver's history at the airport, and it's going to be a $3.6 million crystal tree inside the airport.
Whoa.
And they've got some renderings of it. Apparently, there's 30,000 crystals that are going to make up this tree that they're going to put in there, which sounds absolutely amazing. I mean, it's going to be absolutely gorgeous. But the question is, like we all know, it's common knowledge, that crystals have some kind of esoteric powers to them, healing powers, perhaps powers of perception. So you're about to drop 30,000 crystals on a tree in the middle of the Illuminati Supercenter. What do you think
Yeah.
they're actually using this for? Is this to broadcast with people from the future or aliens?
Maybe they're secretly going to be diamonds and they're just trying to, pool all the wealth into Denver. Like the actual budget for this is 3.6 billion.
Oh, that makes sense.
And
That
this
would
is
make
all
a
they're
lot.
saying. Yeah, and they're just going to store them there out in the open without anyone even knowing.
I could see that.
Diamonds too. Isn't that some kind of like? Isn't there like some Egyptian battery you can make with diamonds that creates a portal to the past or some kind of dimensional travel? That could be it.
Yeah, that could be
know?
what's going on here. I mean, it looks cool. It looks like a cool tree, to be honest, but no, I don't know. Maybe they're trying to make some sort of super battery. Maybe they're just trying to it looks like it's going to be in that south security area. So
Yeah.
maybe they're getting rid of that. That would be nice.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it could just be to look cool, but I'm kind of with you, Tom. I think it's probably diamonds and it's probably going to be for some kind of alien communication. So we'll just have to kind of stay posted to see what happens as that's being installed.
Yeah, definitely.
A couple other things in news. Sloan's Lake has gone on strike again. The Alamo Draft House in Sloan's Lake has gone on strike, which I think is really cool.
Oh.
I'm big into like the industrial era of America, and all of the Scandinavian people and all these people that were kind of taken advantage of when they got to this country. That they were immediately put into work camps, working 18 hours a day, and breaking even or going into the hole, and having them kind of band together and really fight and die for their rights to work. We don't have that kind of labor movement anymore in the United States, largely because we benefit from the work that those people put in. But Sloan's Lake's Alamo Draft House is an awesome place. I absolutely love it. And the fact that folks there are organized enough to get together to express their demands, I'm in solidarity. I am not going to Sloan's Lake until they figure it out with Sony. So I think what the deal is that Alamo is this beloved movie place. I don't know if you've ever been to one, Troy. It was based out of Austin, and their whole thing was you could get a good meal and booze while you're watching your movie. They have like table service. It's great. It's so cool. Well, I think
it's the best place to go.
It's the best. And they ran into some financial troubles, and I think they ended up selling to Sony. So Sony comes in, there's like, all right, fire all the riffraff, and now the Sloan's Lake people are banding together to protest, So all the respect to Alamo Draft House.
Wow, I didn't know that they sold to Sony. I was kind of surprised. I thought this was still a independently owned chain here.
Yeah,
but
I know it's kind of too bad, but on the other side, it's like Sony might be able to scale the whole operation.
Yeah,
I mean,
they will.
It's so cool, and it's hard to you think about a movie theater; those are hard to turn a profit from, largely because you got to pay all the royalties to Hollywood. But then also a restaurant, that's also super hard. So maybe Sony can turn it around. I think if the Alamo staff can make amends with Sony, hopefully there's something cool that can happen.
Yeah, I wonder how much this deal was. Looks like it was announced in June of 2024. That's really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, shout out to oh wow, only in the range of 200 million. I thought it would be more, to be honest, but I guess they don't have too many locations.
Interesting.
Alamo was announcing bankruptcy and stuff, so I guess you got to get out for a low price here.
Yeah, totally. And I'm sure like the actual real estate, is like it leads to that valuation.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. But man, I hope they just keep the Alamo spirit alive. I hope they don't get rid of like the cool movie showings that they do. They'll show some like classics, and I hope they don't get rid of like the custom previews and stuff that they'll create, like the custom media that they play before the show, because it's like that's what it's all about there. They would go in deep to like explain to you like certain ideas about the film or whatever. Like for Oh man, what's the movie about the atomic bomb that was just really big?
Oh, Oppenheimer.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So like in the previews for Oppenheimer, Alamo do this like whole like 10-15 minute piece about like the real history behind it, and they're showing you all this stuff, and you're watching that instead of like only movie previews and like advertisements and stuff. So I really hope they just keep that spirit alive of like cool content production and like a unique experience at those theaters, because that's what it's all about.
Yeah, and also, I mean, not to complain, but it seems like the quality of movies that are being made these days, it just doesn't live up to the golden era of cinema. I know, like for example, right now they're playing Dolomite, they're playing Eraserhead, they're playing Coming to America. So they play all these classic movies, and like a movie you've seen 50 times, go to the theater, drink a beer, and have some chicken tendies.
Yeah.
It's a great recipe.
Mm-hmm. Very true.
Yeah. Nice. Okay. I know we don't really cover politics, but there's a little bit of national politics that come into to light in Denver that I wanted to touch with you guys, see if you have a feeling about it. So
Okay.
one of Trump's executive orders, bless you, Troy. One of Trump's executive orders is to abolish the penny. Penny's gone. No more pennies. And how that affects Denver is like, the Denver Mint produces a lot of pennies, So, I mean, I don't really have an opinion about it. I think pennies are kind of cool because they're copper and like whatever. But I mean, I can't remember the last time I checked my pennies. How you guys feeling about the abolition of the penny?
What's like the primary reason behind eliminating the penny? Like, what's the goal?
I think,
Well, I think it costs 3 cents
yeah, it
to
costs
make one.
3 cents to make a penny. So
And then what would happen to the pennies in circulation? Would they be worthless, or they would just stop producing them?
they're still pennies. Yeah, no, they just are not going to produce any more from here on out.
Mm-hmm.
So pennies still work, but yeah, also current pennies I don't think are copper anyway. There's some kind of like mixture of metals that looks like copper, but I mean, I think it kind of makes sense. Who's keeping pennies now? Like, the only reason I have them is because I have this huge jar that I throw all change into, and like I just think it's fun to fill up the jar as much as possible. But pennies, like at this point, it's more annoying to keep hold of it than it is valuable.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, that would just start trickling into the like eliminate all change discussion. I feel like at some point.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
would actually advocate for going the other way. Like, can you imagine like $100 coin? That would be awesome.
euro
A big
coins and
Benjamin
like
coin.
euro coins and like pound coins and stuff. Like they even have 2 euro coins in the EU. Like those are solid because they're actually like are worth like a good amount. You can keep, a stack of euro coins in your purse or your wallet or whatever, and you can go get something to eat or like a coffee or something. But like, I mean, really, like, how many dimes even do you need to be able to buy something in the US, like, let alone pennies?
Change is usually inconvenience to me. Like if I have like a penny and a nickel and some stuff in my wallet, I'm like, this is annoying.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, especially now, you need like 72 dimes for one egg.
Yeah, exactly.
More than that, I just went to the grocery store this weekend and it was like $11 for like that was like the most basic carton of eggs too. That wasn't even like the organic, nicer brand, better eggs.
Oh yeah, man. What are you, an aristocrat? Like you're eating eggs? My God.
Oh, I know.
Man.
Brutal though.
Yeah.
I didn't really realize how many eggs we eat. Now I'm like, God dang, I can't afford these kids' eggs.
Yeah, it's tough. It's freaking eggs. Gotta get chickens. It's the only way.
Yeah, I don't know. Nobody uses cash anyway. Apple, I don't even use my wallet anymore. I just have Apple Pay on my phone. It's awesome. So it would be cool if like cash was just novel and you could have a cool bag of coins. And it would be like a Renaissance fair situation or something where you just have a leather satchel bag of coins you can exchange for goods like a pirate or something awesome. That'd be cool. I'd be in favor of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Penny's got to go.
Yeah, I could see that.
Nice. Okay, cool. I'm going to add a whole bunch more news events pertaining to Denver to the newsletter. For folks that are listening to the podcast, definitely go to realgooddenver.com and sign up for the newsletter. We just did a promotion with Josh from Jelly Cafe and gave away dozens and dozens of people's free donuts from Jelly Cafe. So we're going to have a bunch of exclusive deals over there, and of course, everything that's good for the week of Denver. Let's jump to events. Tom, what you got on tap this week?
For sure. I'll rip through a couple. So again, Ryan mentioned that earlier, but just to give you a little heads up, it seems like these events do sell out. So our friends over at the Drink Denver company, Mile High Beer Fest, is going to be on March 1st. We might be sending some representatives over there to check it out. That's at the Refractory. So we'll put the link down in the bio today so you could check it out. Maybe secure a ticket before that sells out. And then Thursday, we have San Holo at Mission Ballroom 10-year anniversary tour. This guy's super cool, kind of on that like future bass, ethereal, good feeling vibe of music. I might be checking this out on Thursday, so that's why I threw this in. I think you're in the door for $40, which is a good price for, honestly. Like, that's a standard price for a Mission Ballroom. 48,
no doubt,
with all the fees. So check that out. And then moving on, got a bare knuckle boxing number 37 happening at the Stockyard Events Center on the 22nd, which I believe is Saturday. Yep. Okay, let me put it up here. I mean, this bare knuckle stuff is crazy.
This is hardcore. Is this MMA or is this straight up boxing?
I think it's just boxing.
God dang.
Oh,
Yeah, I think it's just boxing. But let me read in here. BYB. That might not be boxing, actually. I don't know what BYB actually stands for, but I know that this is a bare knuckle league. Maybe it's backyard boxing.
oh man.
That makes sense.
Well, we know where to go if you want to see some compound fractures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bare knuckle fighting.
This is like Kimbo Slice stuff.
Yeah, it's not exactly actually telling us. We got the BYB
Rest in
Extreme Bare Knuckle Fighting Series. I do not know the rules of this, to be quite honest.
Yeah, because if it's bare knuckle MMA, I'm totally down for that because you can protect yourself.
Yeah.
You can do a takedown and you can work submissions and like wrestling and stuff. But like, god dang, if it's boxing and you're like kind of clinched, you just separate. It's like, no, you got to get punched in the face. Come on. That's scary, man.
Bare Knuckle Fighting Organization, organized by former MMA fighter Dafir Harris and Mike Vasquez, former owner of NASCAR team HRT Motorsports.
I see it here.
Backyard Brawl. It might be MMA.
It's 6 rounds, 18 minutes total, 1 minute rest per round. There's a regulatory commission. That's good.
BYB says bare knuckle boxing. I see that we got mixed reviews here. Bare knuckle
knockdown,
brawl.
count, fouls. Yeah, dude, I think it's boxing, man.
It looks like boxing.
That's hardcore.
Which is wild.
It is hardcore.
Oh, we got the Wikipedia page here. This should tell us.
Yeah, illegal techniques, wrestling or kicking.
Yep.
No pulling hair, no manipulating fingers, no butting the opponent with the head.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so it's straight up boxing.
Yeah, so anyway, if you want some carnage, I mean, that's going to be real intense. If you're not familiar with any sort of fighting stuff, probably wouldn't go to that one, but if you're into it, you know what you're in for. Check it out.
Check it out.
Yeah. This is that final Denver reminder. So the conference, or actually the hackathon, is starting on the 23rd, which I believe is Sunday. And then the actual conference part of it, it's typically Thursday through Sunday of the following. So like, it's next week is what I'm trying to say. But you know, the first couple days are typically just for the coders, the builders, hacker type people. That's when the event floor is not open just yet. But you know, next week, Thursday, maybe even Wednesday through Sunday is when you're going to want to check it out. There's going to be so much stuff happening outside of the official conference as well, if you're crypto involved or if you just like to party with some tech type people. So what you can do, and this is probably your last chance about to do this if you want a free ticket, and paying for tickets is expensive. So you do want a free ticket. You do have to do some crypto type activities, including downloading a wallet and staking a specific token. This does not cost a lot of money to do. Maybe all said and done, you might spend like $10 to $20 with fees and everything to do this, to get the token and then stake it. But the actual ticket, if you don't go and do that stuff, is like $400. So you might as well, if you want to go to the crypto convention, learn how to do some crypto stuff. They have very clear guides on how to do this, to become a Spork DAO member by staking their token. Yeah, check it out. I mean, if you fill it out this week and submit it, you'll almost certainly get your ticket for free. Next week is when it's going to start, like, you're going to be hitting the borderline and not exactly sure if you're going to get in there. I'm going to be DJing 2 sets at the convention. They have a cool 3D projection mapped dome that they're going to be playing music and doing cool events in. So I'm going to be playing inside that. And yeah, definitely come check it out. It looks like the event is much bigger even this year. I mean, Ryan, if you hit the link there and check the map, this is bigger than what we saw last year, because it's
like 9 days. It's giant.
Yeah, they might actually be like, I think that the so your stadium area where the convention floor is only the 27th to the 2nd. You can see here on the map. That's where your booths and all your cool events and stuff are at. And then the Biddle Hub, the building hub, where the coders and all that stuff, that's opening on the 23rd to the 2nd. The maker space and the DJ chill area / F dome, the 3D projection map dome, that's going to be open all week, so you can check out that stuff. But again, this is like, I mean, when Ryan and I were in there, this is essentially a coding / hackathon floor of like tables and people coding and like advisors and stuff, where like you can bring your coding problems to people, and they're just trying to freaking push the world's technology in this room. And then the other side in the stadium arena is where you get to see cool booths and you get to learn stuff and, you know, try things out. So yeah, I would recommend anyone who's not a coder, you go between the 27th and the 2nd. And then if you are into that hackathon stuff, there's prizes, rewards, all different types of challenges. That starts on the 23rd, which is Sunday, and it will go through the entire week.
So cool. Getting tickets super easy. If I'm able to do it, anybody can do it. I'm stoked, Tom. We should synchronize our calendar so I can get over there a couple of days. I want to make sure I get to see some cool talks, and also, you know, check out the floor of the convention area. It looks dope.
Yep, and there is actually a podcast studio. We could go record a little satellite episode there too if we want to.
Yeah, let's do it. That'd be awesome.
So that'll be open between the 27th and the 2nd. But yeah, no, it's gonna be super fun. I'm playing, so I picked a DJ slot that leads into like this blockchain game night. So there's the big projection map dome. I'll be DJing from like 6 to 7 or 7:30 p.m. and then immediately after me, this like big interactive blockchain game night is starting. So I'm gonna be doing that.
Nice.
The map is so cool. Like, this place is huge.
Yeah, this is the same place as the stock show, so it's massive, and you have all your top people coming here in the blockchain game. The amount of talks is absolutely insane, and the networking opportunities are really cool too. RFK Jr. was there last year pushing his pro blockchain agenda before he dropped out of the race. So there's some big hitters at this place. And,
No doubt.
The guy who created Ethereum is always here. Like, he's like who even knows how much money that guy has, because he just has so much Ethereum wherever he is at. So it's always a big event, cool speakers. If you are interested in blockchain at all, there's all these cool activities and quests and stuff that you could do, whether you're scanning certain things or talking and meeting with certain people. You're getting points and stuff. There's cash prizes, cool prizes to get. So check it out. I can't recommend it any harder. I've been here for the last few years, and it's definitely solid. I'm going to be doing lots of research for a new project that I'm starting up. So this is a place to be for that.
Sick, man.
And then the last thing that I had is just another little event. I love these guys, the Denver Progressive House Squad. On Friday, the 21st, is going to be at Mockingbird. So go check them out. I think you can grab a $5 ticket right now. Yep, $5. It's usually $10 at the door. So if you go and buy it early, it's only $5. And this is a solid group. The Denver Progressive House people always know what to do. And that's what I got.
Nice. Thanks, Tom. That's amazing.
Okay,
sure. I'm going to hit a couple of beats. I always want to promote Denver Ruby Hill Rail Yard, the only urban snowboarding and skiing terrain park in the country. Totally free. You guys got to go check that out, especially while we're getting all this snow. That's, of course, at Ruby Hill. We also have adoption event with Soul Dog Rescue. This is at Spirit Hound Tasting Room, 36th and Tejon, totally free. And there's going to be a bunch of dogs you can adopt. So, if you're new to Denver and you're trying to hit the punch card, you got to have a dog. I'm sure they're going to have, a doodle, some kind of doodle. They'll probably have golden retriever. They might have a Frenchie. Who knows? You can go check that out. That is on Sunday. I also like this one. This one caught my eye. Ralphie's Readers Jr. Okay, so this is a special family-friendly event in Boulder, our northern neighbors, at the Boulder Public Library. So it's for kids, promoting literacy and fighting book banning, which is great. So the event will showcase banned and censored books. So,
oh, wow.
Nice.
I don't know, where's the line there as far as like family-friendly for the kids and banned and censored books?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, come here, kids, gather around. Let's read the Anarchist's Cookbook.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. I wonder what the nature of these censored books is.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what was it banned for? Do we want kids looking at those? I mean, I'm not for banning books, but or censoring. But I mean, for kids, you want to show some discretion, right?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
I guess if it's being promoted as a place where you see banned and censored books, like, people should know what they're getting into.
They're like, children, come here. This is the Kama Sutra, okay? The kids need to be exposed to these books. And parents are all grabbing their children by the ears, ripping them out of there.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay.
So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe someone can go to that and report back to us. Like, what's the line there? What was there like did somebody ban Clifford the Big Red Dog and they're like, this will not stand? Then I totally get it. It's like, Clifford's awesome. We love him.
Yeah, for sure.
Fight on his behalf. Cool. Got a couple of others. I talked about this one too. I want to mention it again because it just seems so cool. So there's a discussion around Lance Blythe's book, Ski Climb Fight, the 10th Mountain Division and the Rise of Mountain Warfare, which most Coloradans know, the 10th Mountain Division huts are a great public service that pretty much everyone can go to. Some of them require a reservation, which you can get done very cheaply. And they're these just awesome alpine huts where, the American military was training to be, snow ninjas. Back in the day when you have, 20-foot skis with no edges on them, they're like, going down the hill with canvas backpacks and like muskets, so they're going over that to kind of learn how the soldiers trained at Camp Hale for their World War II mission at Riva Ridge. It just
Wow.
sounds awesome. I'm gonna keep mentioning it until I go check that out. But that's today in 5 minutes. True to form.
Nice.
Beautiful.
And then what was the last one? Oh yeah, this is kind of random, but I mean, for free events, why not? So you got stress, sex, and death, health and survival in the context of medieval famine and plague. So we're crying a little bit about the price of eggs these days, but bioarchaeologist Dr. Sharon DeWitt presents research on Black Death, analyzing skeletal remains from London to understand health patterns before, during, and after the pandemic. So a little bit of lighter fare, you want to get
Yeah.
out.
That actually sounds really interesting, though.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. And
I'm always amazed at how they can pick up all that stuff just from the skeletal remains. Like,
Hundreds of years later.
yeah,
oh,
understanding the health patterns, their diets and all that stuff just from the bones, like it's wild.
no. It really makes you realize like how spoiled we are and how we just basically live like gods. I mean, the remains, you'd be like, well, here's a guy, he never got laid. It looked like he was starving for about 4 or 5 years before the Black Plague finally finished him off.
Yeah, and we can tell that from his bone remains. It's wild.
That's like what, 700 years ago?
Yeah,
I think so.
1300s. So
The Black Death.
how do they? That's crazy. How they can analyze that stuff.
Those damn potatoes.
Yeah. And not to mention the legendary filth of what London would be like back then. It's just like human excrement and rats, cockroaches, and just disgusting living conditions. It's like, oh,
Oh yeah, this was fleas, rats, rodents, and stuff. This wasn't the potato famine. Yeah,
It
Black
killed
Death.
30 to 60% of the European population at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was huge.
That's
It's like still why like Europe is so much less populated than like other areas.
crazy.
they got, and why there's like just a labyrinth of bones underneath Paris, right? It's just like, it's intense, man. History's not pretty. I feel pretty good about things. It's probably good to remind myself every once in a while that you could still catch Black Death every once in a while. They'll say like, oh, there's prairie dogs in Longmont that have Black Death, and if you're exposed to it, oh, just a little bit of penicillin, you're fine.
Yeah.
Instead of wiping out a third of the population,
Insane.
Man, people would really be having fleas a lot more often than you would think back then.
This is nasty.
Ugh.
Gross.
Gross.
200 million people killed.
Cool. Well, we are running out of time. There's a bunch of sports stuff. We'll post it in the newsletter. The one thing I did want to mention though is the U.S. Olympic team trials. Mixed doubles curling is going down February 17th through the 23rd at the Rock Creek Curling Center in Lafayette, Colorado. These are the U.S. Olympic team mixed curling doubles.
Dang.
So you want to check that out. It's interesting because Mrs. Estes was just saying like, we should do some new events. We could try curling. And I was like, dude, I'm all for it so long as I'm the slider guy and you're the broom lady.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's
Get
intense.
scrubbing.
The sliding is the that's the way to go. For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. I want to be the slide guy. I don't want to be the broom guy.
It's all about
Mm-mm.
the slider.
No.
That's awesome.
All right. I think that's a wrap, guys. Did we hit everything?
I think we're looking good.
Yeah, I think so.
Looking forward to it.
Right on. Shout out to our sponsors, kitcaster.com, where you can get booked on other people's podcasts, the best in the world, kitcaster.com. And shout out to samanafloat.com, which is Denver's best place to have a relaxing bath in a float tank. We appreciate our sponsors. And other than that, that's a wrap. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Talk to you guys soon.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.